¿Qué pasa, campeones? And welcome to the Churros y Tácticas podcast. It is Wednesday, the 23rd of June. Happy San Juan to all of my Spanish compatriots, whatever that word is. It is the day of firecrackers, and it's also the day where we let explode a big firecracker because Spain has booked their tickets to the next round, the knockout phase of the Euro Cup. Yes, we have beaten Slovakia, the mighty Slovakia, 5-0, and unfortunately, due to a last-minute goal of Sweden in their match against Poland, Spain qualifies as second in the group, meaning that we will face the subcampeones, the second place team in the world of the previous World Cup, Croatia. It's going to be a tough match. It's going to be a big ask of this team. But hey, what better way to face Croatia after una manita, drubbing of 5-0 against a team that was clearly inferior on the night by in Slovakia, but we finally saw Spain do what we want to see Spain do. And joining me to break down this goal fest is, of course, the creator behind Churros y Tácticas, the brains behind this all. It's Kian Sobani. What is going on, Kian? Let's see that big smile on your beautiful face.
There it is. I'm happy. I have some great news. We have some in-depth analysis coming tonight because all I saw on Twitter and all I heard the commentators say over and over again was, hey guys, there's a great quote from Luis Enrique talking about a champagne bottle, that Spain is like a bottle of champagne. Once the corkscrew comes loose, it's going to pop, and Spain are going to pop, and it's going to be this big fiesta. So that's all I heard on Twitter. So just in case you missed it,
Didn't see
we're going to go a little bit deeper today. I'm excited. I'm excited to be critical of a 5-0 performance.
Well, as we should be, and I'm happy you're saying that because no, I don't think it was all positives. There's definitely areas where we can and should be critical. But in overall, Kian, like I said, it was the Spain that we've been expecting to see, right? I think kind of the goals now finally gave prize to the play, the style of play that we saw. The performance was similar to that, in particular against Sweden, I would say, maybe not so much Poland. But, right, would you agree with me that the changes, Busi for Rodri, obviously Sarabia playing the game of his life as well, that's what we were expecting?
Yeah, it's funny because my criticisms really come with the lineup more so than the tactics, to be quite honest with you. I mean, over the course of these 3 games, Spain have done enough to win all 3 games. Yeah. And we can all agree on that. We saw the Sweden one. It was just a matter of taking their chances. The ball progression and the passing was really nice. In this game, I just, there's the lineup itself, which to me still makes no sense, but it worked. And I can't argue with it because it was a 5-0 win and it actually looked good. So there's nothing to argue with, in hindsight. You still look at it though, and I'm still looking at it like as good as it was. I'm just looking, I'm like, could this have been better? Could this have been better than 5-0? Could this have been like if this was like, I don't know, Germany instead of Slovakia, what does this look like? Why is Moreno on the left wing? Why is Marcos Llorente? Like, maybe we should start with the lineup. Because again, I don't have any problems with the way Spain played today. Like, I have no arguments. And Sarabia looked good. But I'm just like, okay, I got home, Diego, like half hour before the game, and I logged on just to see the lineup. And I was shocked to see that there were that many changes. And then I was shocked to see what the changes were, because you look at
4 changes, right?
4 changes, and pretty dramatic changes, not subtle changes. Okay,
let's call them out.
Marcos Llorente not at right back, and I thought to myself, oh great, that means he's higher up the pitch. No, he's not even on the field. Yeah. Okay, so Marcos Llorente, which is
that was announced, Kian, already like a day or 2 before the lineup became official. That was that rumor floating around. It's like Llorente is not going to be on the starting 11.
Oh, I didn't see that. I missed that. So it was a complete shock to me. I also thought to myself, of all the problems Spain had, it wasn't at the right back position anyway. Marcos Llorente was fine at right back. So, that's one thing. So he's not up the field. He's not on the field at all. And he's one of the best attackers. Did he even get on the field today? I'll be really honest. Once it was like 5-0, I stopped.
I think he came on.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. And then Sarabia of all players is one player that we haven't, to me, my assessment of Sarabia was, and that's a second change, right? Is that he gets into good positions, but his touch has been a little bit off. And that's the way he started this game today. By the end of it, he shot us all up and looked great. Eric Garcia for Pau Torres. Pau Torres hasn't been fantastic.
Very happy to see that.
I'm sure you were. There was definitely a part of you that was a little bit nervous, right? Okay, like Eric Garcia. By the way, his passing in this game was very good. But remember his first pass in the second minute was a little bit shaky. He was trying to get the ball to, I think it was Jordi Alba or Azpilicueta. I don't remember which side it was on. But it was a little bit of a shaky touch. Okay, so that's the third one.
He's got to get into it.
The fourth one was Gerard Moreno on the left. That wasn't really a change. That was just a change. Moreno to me is either central or right. I didn't really love him on the left today, but whatever. What was the fourth one? Busquets.
That would have been 6 changes, right? Because my change, or the 4 changes I was referring to were Busquets, Azpilicueta, Eric Garcia, Sarabia in for Rodri, Marcos, Llorente, obviously Pau Torres and Torres and Dani Olmo. Those are the 4 I was talking about. Not so much the changes in position necessary.
Right. Right. So we got all the changes. I thought to myself, okay, I didn't mind Rodri in the first couple of games. Again, the problems weren't in midfield, but that doesn't mean Busquets can't start this game, and he was great.
Hey, and
Busquets
good. Was, man, I don't know if you picked this up, but probably not because it was on here on national TV. But obviously Busquets MVP, played a fantastic game. I think showed Rodri how it's done, and we saw Busquets of old. But the point I wanted to bring up to you, Kian, he teared up. He cried in his post-match interview.
Didn't see that.
Yeah, he was very emotional, very emotional for being back, for having played such a good game, for having the crowd support the team. He was giving the crowd thanks. He was saying this is what we need as well. Started to tear up and just said, this was I wasn't sure if I was going to be here. Obviously, he was out due to COVID. That's why he missed those 2 matches. So he was just very grateful for being there and for. I think that gave him the fuel to give the performance of a Busi of old that we grew accustomed to at some point and loved during his time with Barca and the Spanish national side. And he was the veteran I think that this team needs as well. If we can get a Busquets like this, Spain is in it because he's the best at his position. He's the best at what he does, and he can be the captain that we I believe we talked about a few podcasts ago, that maybe this Spain was missing, particularly with the absence of somebody like Sergio Ramos. Now we got that vet that is a starter that can be out on the pitch and lead by example. That's the Busquets that we saw today. So
can I give? I don't know if it's a rebuttal, but it's just something to consider. And Busquets was very good today. No disputes, and as always, he's on point with his passing, and also can, beyond the easy passes, he can hit the difficult passes too.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Slovakia didn't make it difficult for him, and they didn't really put pressure on any of the midfielders or if you look at any of Spain's ball progression in this game, they always had somebody open because Slovakia just didn't know how to defend. So can I give you my...
And you're right to bring up the point. I want to add something onto that, but finish this point, which I'm happy you're bringing.
Okay, so I thought it would be, if I can give in 30 seconds, maybe more, I don't know, but my assessment of just the good and bad of this, or not the bad, but the warning signs, maybe the alarm bells, maybe the things that are coming against Croatia that we need to worry about. And Croatia haven't been great this tournament either. So. The good is that you look at the Spain team, this is exactly what they needed. This is exactly what they needed heading into the knockout rounds. They had 11 different players generate a shot, at least one shot in this game. It was very fluid. It was a massive confidence booster. All that stuff was great. There was a lot to be, Sarabia had a great game. I like the fact that we got some touches for Adama, and Adama had lots of things to exploit in this game.
Yes.
If he came on a little sooner, I think we would have seen an Adama assist or a goal, just given the nature of the way it was open.
He was burning it. On the right.
Pedri, fantastic once again. Just some of the balls he can hit into the box and some of the passing. We talk about Busquets passing in this game, but Pedri is like just so cool and composed and can hit passes that a lot of players just don't even see. All that stuff was good. I think like what concerns me is that again, Slovakia were the way this happened was like, I wonder if a better team just doesn't, you don't get away with this against a better team. You don't get away with Lucho's lineup selections against a better team.
Can I
I feel like
interject
you
real
want to
quick?
jump in, so go for it.
I do. No, just because the point you're making is precisely the one that I want to sign on to, but not just say that a better team would have maybe tested this Spain better. Let's just go out and say it. A team that is more defensive. We saw it against the likes of Sweden and Poland. These guys are sitting back. And they're not giving space. They're giving Spain any type of space that Slovakia gave us on the night. And really, that's when we see Spain perform at its best, is against teams. And we saw that similar. Not to bring Barca into the mix, but it's a similar narrative where Barca against teams that are more willing to play, more daring, let's say, and less closed in the back and focused on ultra defending. That's where we see a team, in this case, like Spain, shine and score 5 goals that could have been more. Penalty missed aside by Morata, man. Oh, I felt bad for him. Oh, I felt bad.
Did you feel like he was going to miss, like before he even took it?
Yeah,
I felt it.
I did. Totally.
That's why, by the way, like I don't know who they are, but you see a lot of people who say, give the penalty to the striker because he needs a confidence booster. This is an example of that's a bad idea. Because you just want your ultimate goal is not to give your striker confidence or no confidence. It's just the goal is to put the ball in the back of the net. That's it, full stop. So actually, it can do more damage to your striker if he misses it.
Well, it's a double-edged sword. I mean, that point of view, I would say, has precisely the counter argument where you want to give confidence. What better way to give confidence than a penalty, right? I mean, it's you never know when you're going to be in a goal scoring opportunity, Kian. If you you get a penalty, I mean, even though this Euro Cup so far, I don't know how it is now. When Depay was about to score his penalty, his was only the second penalty from 4 out of 5 penalties up until the had been missed. Depay's penalty against Macedonia was the second penalty that had gone in from 6. So penalties are not being goal scoring necessarily guaranteed goals, and they never are. But if you're gonna give a striker, try to give him confidence. I there favor giving it to the player, not necessarily striker, but the player which is more often than not a striker in need of a goal, and a little subidon de moral, that little push, in their state, in their.
Yeah. So can I ask you something that because Spain have missed their last 5 penalties now, going back to the Ramos era.
Oh my God!
Remember when Ramos missed those 2 in one game?
Is that
Ramos
true?
missed those 2 in one game. Remember, like before the tournament started. Then we had Morata, and then before that Moreno. I can't remember who the 5th guy was, but whoever it was.
Oh my God!
So who do you like? If we get a penalty now at any point for the rest of the tournament, we have a crucial penalty. Yeah. God forbid a penalty shootout if we get into that scenario. Oh, who are you trusting now in this team to take up? Like against Croatia, 90th minute, we're down 1-0. We need a penalty to score, get into extra time. Who are you trusting?